This night and this Women's History Month, together with my colleagues in the Pro-Choice Caucus, I rise in support of the women of the reproductive rights movement, women who stood up, spoke out, and reached out to protect the rights of women in this country to determine whether and when to become parents. Of course, this work required and requires to this day a broad, bold coalition of people whose work has necessitated tremendous sacrifice and has resulted in tremendous progress. Some of them were denied access to contraception, abortion care, and health care, and agreed to become the face of legal challenges. Some of them were strategists who shaped the arguments that became the fabric of legal protections for reproductive rights. Some of them were healthcare providers who saw the tragic consequences of the denial of those rights. As a lawyer, I have known some of their names through the landmark cases that bear them: Griswold versus Connecticut, Roe versus Wade, and more. Tonight, we celebrate them. We celebrate their courage, their commitment, and their purpose in articulating, advocating, and ensuring the rights to equality, privacy, and dignity that their work represents. Before yielding to my colleagues who are here this evening in person and in spirit, I will start with one of them who holds a special place in this work and in my own life. As a woman from Texas, it has always been a source of great pride that some fearless Texas women have been leaders in this fight. In the late 1960s, a group of Texas women came together to challenge our state's ban on abortion. They found as their lawyer and lifelong advocate a young woman named Sarah Weddington, who's pictured here behind me. A recent law school graduate, Sarah Weddington was working for the University of Texas at that time. Perhaps not surprisingly, although she had good grades and a good law degree, she'd had a hard time finding a job in a law firm. But she was working to help people solve their problems in Austin, and this group knew she would be a good advocate. I heard her tell the story once that when the group came to see her, and they told her that the best way to deal with the law was to challenge the law itself. She said that she had a law degree, but she really hadn't practiced in federal court before. She wasn't a courtroom lawyer, and she hadn't handled a case like this one. So she told them she thought they should get someone with more experience. She recalled to us that they asked her, "Well, what would you charge us to do this lawsuit?" And she said, "Oh, I'll do it for free." And they said, "You are our lawyer." And that's how she got the case. Sarah called her law school classmate, Linda Coffey, and they agreed to work on the case together. Many UT law students and professors helped Sarah and Linda with the case. They heard from women, of course, and from doctors who treated women who'd had complications from illegal abortions, and women who had died from illegal abortions. Through their work, the strategizing, the organizing, the lawyering, these trailblazing Texas women brought us the framework to protect the health, privacy, dignity, equality, and freedom of women and families across this country in the case of Roe v. Wade. And 26-year-old Sarah Weddington and this team of Texas women took that case all the way to the United States Supreme Court. On January 22nd, 1973, the court ruled in one of the most consequential decisions in American history. The Texas state law banning abortions except to save a woman's life was unconstitutional. Sarah carried this fight with her for the rest of her life. She was elected to the Texas legislature. She served in the Carter administration, where she helped get more women on the federal bench. She's worked for many years as a lecturer and professor, teaching at schools including the University of Texas. This year, 2022, was the first one that we marked the anniversary of Roe, without Sarah Weddington. She left a legacy for us through her life's work, the rights and protections for the health, privacy, dignity, equality, and freedom of women and families enshrined in that decision that has shaped our country and our opportunities as women for the last 50 years. She was part of a generation of trailblazing Texas women who made it their life's work to make our world one of equality, opportunity, and possibility for women. And it is fitting to remember, honor, and celebrate her tonight.